We are back on Taking Care of Business on News Talk 1180 KERN for the best in Saturday Talk Radio. 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock, 1410 KARI, 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now 3 times a week nationwide on the internet on knookmedia.com. Our guest in studio, the infamous Mark and Cathy Abernathy.
Sounds like we're hanging at the post office there.
Your picture's in the post office, right? With the numbers underneath. So let's take a little look at national politics. Let's start off there. So the Republicans had to win, 6 seats in the Senate?
If the Republicans win a net gain of 6 seats in the Senate, U.S. Senate, then they will take over the majority, and they will set the committee chairs, and they will set the agenda, and they will work on the legislation that the House Republicans have been sending over there for the last years.
Imagine that.
So, and of those 6, there's 3 House seats, Montana, I'm not sure if it's another Midwest, that are very strong headed to Republican victory.
Okay, there are 9 seats that we could take away. Now, remember, these are not wins, they are takeaways. You have to take away a seat from a Democrat. And so there are 9 states where we could win. And if we win take away, we take away 6 of those, we get the majority of 51.
Yeah, but then we lose Harry Reid.
He'll
still be there. Yeah,
they'll bury him in the Capitol. He's not leaving.
He'll still be there, but he can continue his nap. He won't have to get up to chair the meeting. Yeah.
So, what about Mississippi? What about Thad
Cochran?
Okay,
Thad Cochran. But he was a good senator. I've been watching what he's been doing in Mississippi the last few years. But you can be there maybe just too long.
Sure.
And that can happen. And then there was a strong, very good candidate. They can call him Tea Party, but he's just a strong other Republican candidate. Yeah. And they're having a runoff now.
Okay, now neither one of them got the majority, right?
Right. So they're in their state. We don't have that here. In their state, a month later maybe, they're having a runoff between those two.
And then after the runoff, then they run against the Democrat?
Yes.
Is that it?
Right.
Yeah.
But there is, just to go down some of the ones, New Orleans. Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana. That's one that we can take away. Arkansas be one we could take away. South Dakota would be pretty much of a sure win. We're going to have that, get that one. And then Montana.
Because Baucus is retiring.
Baucus is retired. So we're going to take that one. We've
been waiting for that. Montana's a good conservative state.
We're going to take that one away. Alaska, that's not a sure thing, but very likely we can win that one. That was kind of odd that the Democrat won there last time. But then there's West Virginia, where Jay Rockefeller retired finally.
Oh, he's finally retired. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so we will take that one away. North Carolina, we should be able to win that one. Democrat Kay Hagan there has a lot of vulnerabilities.
A lot of baggage she has.
Yeah, and so we should be able to win that one. It'll be a battle.
That Mary Landrieu is Louisiana.
Mary Landrieu in Louisiana, yeah.
They're all running and scared from Obamacare. You can't find any Democrat in those 9 races.
Wait, they all voted for it.
They all voted for it, but they're running. Yeah. They were hoping that 6 years between, senators have a luxury of 6 years later being held accountable for their vote. And they all voted for it, and now it's coming home. In fact, they're probably in the worst cycle because people were okay with it for a while, then getting irritated, and now they're sick of it. So this is a tough time to be running as a Democrat.
They're really sick of it when you look at what's happening with the VA, knowing that this is the direction Obamacare is going.
Exactly. Government-run health care. What?
It's a total disaster. It always has been. It always will be.
Right. No.
Anytime you have to ask somebody if you can see a doctor or if you can have a surgery, look at Canada. Look at the European countries. It's a total disaster.
Yeah, the VA sits there, and at 3 o'clock they don't do any surgeries anymore. It'd be nice to be working from 10 to 3, the old banker's hours. But,
and no goal to be effective because their government, they're a million miles away from anybody that cares, and even as it was, the secretary is ignorant of all this. Sure. Or if he isn't ignorant of it, that's even worse if he knew it. And
now, let's say we get lucky and we do get the Senate. Okay, so now we're looking at both houses being Republican. Obama's not going to sign anything that they sent to them to him. Can we be effective at all?
Well, number one, judicial appointments. There will be vacancies.
That's right.
And Obama will put people up, and the Senate can, give them more scrutiny than they're getting now, and vote vote them out.
Let's just say block those Obama appointments the last 2 years and wait till we get a Republican president.
Sure. Because he has an agenda for the last 2 years that you can just guess. That's why his goal is to get the House.
Right.
If he could get the House, he could get his real agenda through, which you can imagine worse than Obamacare.
He had the House for 2 years, and
we
the
saw
Senate.
what he did.
We saw what he did, and that's where the Tea Party came from in 2010, and the Tea Party rose up. Just people who were sick of big government and intrusive government and higher taxes, and they rose up and they said, "Stop! We're going to stop it," and they put Republicans in control in the House and stopped Obama's agenda.
Thank God. Our guests in studio, Mark and Cathy Abernathy.
It appears to me that Obama does anything he wants to do at any time he wants to do it, and the Republicans do nothing about it. And my wife keeps asking me, why can't we stop some of these things, these criminal acts that he does, and these executive orders?
The answer, Democrats control the Senate, Harry Reid. Harry Reid stops the Republicans in the House from doing anything. Remember, if you look at the lawmaking process as 3 legs on the stool, Democrats still have 2, the Senate and the President. The Republicans only have 1.
But regardless of what he does, the Democrats will protect him. The first one that I've seen come out and say anything negative was Feinstein the other day on this.
Right. Well, a lot of it is because the media doesn't hold him accountable, and the Democrats don't have to worry about the media beating up. And so if the media doesn't do it, then the Democrats lie low, thinking if we just lie low, this will blow by. And we've seen it happen. I mean, the media's in this somewhat, but Fox is still driving.
We're on the media right now, Cathy. This is the media hotbed of truth telling right here.
Well, it is.
Actually, I believe it's power and money.
Sure.
You give me the money, give me the power, I'll vote any way you want me to. I think that's the way, not only in federal, but I think we see it in state as well.
Boutier had
now you're getting me depressed.
Let me get you really depressed. Brown's going to win.
Oh, well, yeah, no question about that. But Boutier had an interesting comment. He said if the media doesn't report it, there's no scandal.
Exactly.
I thought that's a great way of putting it.
And years ago we had a lot less media, and now we have it everywhere, and everywhere you go, and it's on your phone, and your kids. I mean, everybody has media all the time, and if none of it is focused on these scandals and crimes against our Constitution, then it slides by. And so we really have to focus, and shows like yours help get the word out, and don't think it doesn't. I mean, all these shows combined are very effective, conservative talk radio.
Well, let's do a little segue here to, since we're talking about national for a moment, 2016. Who do you think the Democrats are going to run? Do you think they're going to run Hillary?
If she can survive, she has the nomination in her pocket right now, if she can survive. But part of her problems, frankly, her age and her health.
I had a lady tell me the other day, I go to a group on Friday, and this lady told me, oh, we're going to vote for Hillary. Look at all she's done. And I said, what has she done? You don't know what she's done? No, tell me. You have no... I can't believe you don't know what she's done. Tell me one thing she's done.
I'm waiting.
Seriously, what has she done other than screw everything up she's ever touched?
Right.
Including Watergate, when you go back, when she got kicked off as an attorney in Watergate because of her activities.
Right.
Well, that's before our time here, but you probably remember that.
Yeah, I remember it.
I know that. I know she worked there. I've seen pictures of her with her. If that's one thing the House representatives can do, which is keep pushing this investigation in Benghazi and just keep going after her on that, because and this the issue of the girls kidnapped in Africa. I mean, every hot spot in the world got worse under whether you want to call it Obama or Hillary's reign, because if she didn't like what he was doing, she didn't need to sit in that Secretary of State office. She could go outside and say this is wrong, or just keep her mouth shut but go out. She stayed with it. I didn't see her complaining about any of this. I didn't hear about tension in the White House over this. And if they're that quiet about it and she really felt that way, she's going to have a lot of splaining to do when she runs.
Yeah, she made a big deal in the campaign about, who do you want to have answer the phone at 3 o'clock? Well, it doesn't sound like either one of them were there at 3 o'clock.
That's right. They're snoozing.
Yeah.
No, they both went to bed during Benghazi, it appears. And nobody will admit where they were, and that's even
Sure. And Boutier thinks that's good.
Maybe they were together.
Clay, the next time they ask you about what has she done, you could borrow my answer if you want. The answer I give is, I'm not going to judge her until I hear from Vince Foster, and I want to get his idea.
And several others.
So, she's got to answer for Benghazi. There's a great book called Game Changer. It talked about the 2012 election. And it talked about, and after we come back from the break, I'd like you to answer this question, but that book talked about the fact that a lot of the Democratic power brokers came to Obama and said, your time is really 8 years from now, but we want you to do it now because we're afraid of Hillary because of Bill, because he hasn't changed his habits, and we're afraid that they're going to lead us down this path. I've got a sneaking feeling that's going to happen again in 2016. When we come back from the break, give me an answer on that, okay? We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.